Hey guys, I'm Matt Lighty, and as you know, the patch notes are out, the Scourge trailer's out, and with it comes my definitive changes to what will be my wheel for my build starter. Now let's go over the wheel briefly, and then I'm going to show you the stream clips of where I spun the wheel and what happened after that. Okay, so this league I made the wheel a lot more starter friendly. There's still for sure some meme things here, but overall it's a lot more starter friendly. I'm going to go over briefly what they all are. Again, I suggest you check them all on PoE Ninja. You can always just cycle by Ascendancy and then by skill type. For example, if I was looking up PoE Ninja Gladiator Corrupting Fever, I would click on Builds, click on Gladiator, scroll down to Skills, click on Corrupting Fever. That's the extent of this. So, first off is Gladiator Corrupting Fever TS being Tornado Shot. This is just a physical dot build that utilizes Gladiator to do a lot of damage. It's semi-tanky and just pretty comfy to map with. Raider Lightning Strike. Raider's still fine. Lightning Strike is one of the better skills, especially with a good Val variant being Val Lightning Strike. Overall, feels good. Hierophant Flame Totem. Forbidden Rites is out, so we just put in a new totem. Flame Totem being the new totem. Hierophant is still fine. Flame Totem I just really enjoyed from the Anomaly when I played it, so I tossed it on there. Saboteur Flamethrower Trap. I just like Flamethrower Trap a lot. I've never got a chance to really play it, so I want to see what it'll be like, and Saboteur is the Trap Ascendancy. Necromancer SRS, SRS being Summon Raging Spirits, Necromancer being the variation, specifically this one, the popcorn version. You start with an Infernal Legion to do some dot damage, fantastic for leveling. You can run Unleash early on to make it really comfy. You have to right click once every 30 seconds, and burns the whole screen then blows it up. Occultist, Spellslinger, EOW, or Eye of Winter. This is a little more expensive build. Tends to be like a Prism Guardian, low life, dual-wield, wandy type Shavs build, but all very accessible in Soul Selvan, especially in the advent of Expedition being back in the game. Gwen Gambling is back on the menu. And because of that, pretty much it allows us to just do a basic Spellslinger build, but EOW, Eye of Winter, feels great with Snake Pit, shoots at a ton of projectiles, feels good, tastes good, love it. Chieftain Armageddon brand is a return to form for the classic Armageddon brand Ignite Chieftain build. Nothing fancy here. I played it a couple leagues ago. It's just better now than it was before, but still not fantastic. Berserker Rage Vortex. This is a bit of a more endgame one. You can use the Chains of Emancipation as a belt for this build because it is rage based, but you do really want to have the Bear Girdle, which is off of Harvest. Granted, we do have 4 zones instead of 8 now, so Harvest is more concentrated. Maybe tier 4 beasts are maybe likely more to spawn, who knows, but getting that bear belt would be pretty big for this build, otherwise Rage Vortex is pretty key. Trickster Fireball Ignite, it's your bog standard Ignite build, kind of very similar to the Chieftain Armageddon brand, but more damage, more movement, but a little bit less tanky. Deadeye Lightning Arrow, it is you can either do deck stacking variant, but it's going to be an elemental attack basically based Lightning Arrow bow build. It's a classic bow build using Deadeye to get massive chains across the screen, great clear, mediocre single target, but the clear is fantastic. Juggernaut Molten Strike. This is the first kind of meme pick, I would say. This is really revolving around endurance charge stacking, specifically the double Nebula, which is very obtainable in Soul Self-Found. Get yourself a couple of upgraded Calmus rings, possibly Death's Doors, crank those endurance charges as much as you can, and then just do a bunch of Fizz to Fire conversion to hit as hard as you can, as fast as you can, and just be shitting out Molten Strikes. Slayer Cyclone, this is the original Lighty build. It's just your physical, right-click, spin to win Slayer build. It's can be crit or RT, can be impale or not impale. You're spinning around, you do a bunch of fizz damage, you're cycloning, it feels good. Slayer feels good, so build feels good. Champion Toxic Rain. This is the probably the #1 contender on the wheel as far as best build. It is I just ripped the version that was like placed in the gauntlet for the past couple leagues. It's been a standard champion or raider variation of Toxic Rain that uses it. It is tanky, it is consistent, it is really easy to progress with. Its single target is mediocre, its clear is great, and it is just made for like a hardcore setting, which if it's made for hardcore, that means it's made for softcore, but a little bit slower. So it gets through the entire Atlas. It's a great build starter. Pathfinder Poison Concoction. So this is, of the 2 concoction skills, Poison is the newest one, Explosive being the previous one. Poison just seemed better, seemed easier to scale, especially with Pathfinder, so kind of just was like a 2 + 2 = 4 situation. That just the numbers were easy to figure out. And Pathfinder Explosive Poison Concoction is probably going to be okay at best, but here we are. Guardian Absolution. It did get slightly buffed, and it got mega buffed after release. Absolution is like Dominating Blow, but kind of a ranged spell thing. So it's just a funky Dominating Blow-esque kind of aggro summoner type build, but fun to check out. Elementalist Penance Brand. Elementalist is still mediocre, but Penance Brand is still really good. If you can crank the numbers up, this damage is insane for Penance Brand. You really gotta get that brand frequency up and that cast speed up so you can get those Penance Brands exploding. But once you do get there, it kind of plays like a triple Herald build, like the old school Elementalist triple Herald build, so it's pretty good. Inquisitor, just put reroll. I think it's still the worst ascendancy in the game. I will fight all of you in the streets over it. Don't tell me about, Battle Mage and RF and all that stuff. It's fine. There's very niche scenarios where it's useful, but overall, I think it offers nothing that you'd want to have. You don't want to have the enemy having 0 res. You want them to have negative res. That is already dead on arrival. The crit it gets, you can overcome with gear. I don't see why you'd play Inquisitor, ever. Assassin, cast on crit. Speaking of crit, standard crit, COC build, cost breeze, double cost breeze, whatever spell you want. Freezing Pulse, Ice Spear, Ice Nova, Eye of Winter, anything you want. You'll be just shitting out cold spells. That's the goal. And for Ascendant, I put a bit of a curveball new pick on there. The Energy Blade Helix. So using Spectral Helix, which is very similar to a Lightning Strike build, but you're playing Ascendant, so you have the option of dipping into different sides of trees, utilizing Energy Blades. You want to have a pretty decent buffer of ES that you're going to be basically consuming, almost like an Arcane Cloak or an Archmage, to give yourself a ton of flat lightning. I'm not sure if you can put it on left click or how it's really going to work specifically, but it just seems like more of an experimental fun time. So that's the overview of all the builds. I hope you check them all out on PvE Ninja, and here is the clip from stream of me getting my build. I'm going to spin the wheel. We're going to see what build I'm starting right now. We're going to figure out my build right now. What is the name of the wheel? What? Wheel. Let's see what build I am starting as. That's probably the absolute best start I could have gotten. I will take that. The wheel's spoken. I'll be starting as Champion Toxic Rain. I just ripped the build that Darky played in fucking Gauntlet. So that is a extremely good build. It is my first decent League starter I've probably received since the entire All for One series. Roll again. Here, you know what? I'm a man of the people. A man of the people. We'll put it to a vote. Manage poll. New poll. Reroll. League start. Yes, no. I'm allowing additional votes, and I'm allowing bits or coins to be used. Bits per vote, 10. Coins per vote, 100. This vote will be up for 2 minutes. Put as much effort into this as you want to. If you want to buy a reroll, that's fine. We will be doing this one time. One reroll. Splurge as much as you want. Whatever I get from this reroll, that is it. The reason that the vote is now active is because there's been much complaints because I hit an actual good starter. Does it not show live? It does show live. It's a close one. About 30 seconds left. 46.50. It's close. A couple thousand votes for each. Staying pretty even keel. It's looking like a no to the reroll. Nope, no reroll. That's it. 189,000 channel points for just a loss. Click on Champion. Click on Toxic Rain. Any of these builds, pretty much. Any of the Raider ones also. Same framework, exact same tree, exact same links, all type of stuff. Just doing Champion instead of Raider. It's just a tankier version. All right, guys, as you saw, I have received Toxic Rain Champion. Arguably the best build on the wheel as far as consistent League starter. There will be no hiccups, there will be no mistakes. It'll be smooth sailing, setting up my Atlas and exploring the new Atlas especially. And then from there, we will follow the drops, as we always do. Who knows what we'll get? We might even, if day one we get a Poet's Pen, we'll reroll. It's like one of those things where we got to see what's going to happen, but we have our plan in place. Build itself is insane. I showed you where to find it on PvE Ninja in the video. I hope you enjoy me along for the ride. It should be a very fun time in Scourge League. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments below. I'm Matt Lighty, and you can spin the wheel yourself if you dare. Bye-bye.